Snake is well nourished tonight. See how high that we might have a season high in the cups on that thing tonight, thanks to the extra time as Mickens drives that out across the.
Oh.
You got it, Ben?
All right. Well, maybe Ron can tweet in how many cups are on the
Ready? Go.
Well, first touch for DC in this half goes out to the edge and off a hit. And a first down for Ben Bresnahan, the tight end, from Mike DeLillo, the quarterback.
And this is the exact same play that they were running earlier in the game. Chris Garrett, he's going to sit at the line of scrimmage. Instead of running it or he just throws it out. Exactly what they are doing to put this defense in conflict. I like this. They're going to have more than this one play. That's an added wrinkle when you can throw flat out there for an easy first down.
Get set! Yeah, get set! Get set!
That's the biggest play of the night for DC, and you notice coming out of halftime, less puddles on the field.
Ready?
Most of that first half after the delay. Tough to get a grip. And Smith to the outside. Back-to-back first downs. One through the air, and now one on the ground with Abram Smith.
Great start right here for DC as we see the snake getting filled up. Abram Smith, just an outside zone. That's all it is, just outside to the left.
In lasso.
This is where they're having the most trouble. St. Louis is stopping the run. Do they come down? Do they play man? They got to switch something up. Right now they're in too high zone. I would imagine there'd be another run.
Ready? Go.
Bresnahan, who had the 19-yard catch in for blocking help for DeLillo, who has nobody open, so he tucks it and runs and slides for a few.
Flex right. Flex right. Flex right.
I got out and I saw it late, that's why.
Yak. 29. Pistol. Yak. 29. Pistol.
Hey, let's go ace left.
Gotta get going here.
Monday, ready?
10 seconds.
Here we go, get set.
Inside five on the play clock. And DeLillo does get it off. Chase, was he having trouble hearing the call? Because it sounded like he called something
Mike, hear me. Mike, can you hear?
Looked like he had a trouble calling it. Yeah, and hearing it. You see right there, Fred Keiss goes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? He gave a thumbs up.
Hey, let's go flex right.
Ace left. Ace left. Yak. 23. Ace left. Yak. 23.
So you see him calling a completely different play. The communication device is out. Mike DeLillo calls this same play by himself. Let's see what it is.
Ready? Go.
Well, the communication out, a run right into the teeth of the defense for St. Louis, and it's fourth down.
And when you're in these situations, you have 3 or 4 play calls as a quarterback that you know you can get to. Now, 3rd and 2, probably not the best play to run it, but Mike DeLillo cannot hear Fred Keiss at all, so he has to go and think, hey, the play clock's running down to 10 seconds. Just call a run that you know, that you memorized. Not the best operation right there. It's exactly what head coach Shannon Harris did not want to see when we talked to him. He said, I want to see the cleanest operation we've ever had.
So Matt McCrane comes out for a 49-yard field goal. Long on the ear of 53, and that is blocked. It will not get there. So the let the drive go longer at the end of the half, and then you have the communication error where you call a run play on 3rd and 2, and then a blocked field goal. They got to get something going in the right way, man.
180 set.
Chris Garrett, looked like he was headed back toward the locker room. Looked like in good spirits. As Latulis spins off a hit after the first down, and he moves the chains on a second carry on this game.
Yeah. Kevon Latulis just right there inside zone. Put your foot in the ground and run north and south. Exactly what he's doing. He's getting a chance here. First game last week. Ran for 66 yards since week 2. He's made the most of his opportunity. See him right there spinning through defenders. Nice run.
His longest run of this game, 18 yards for the first down. Back-to-back games where he gets big opportunities, and he is tough to tackle right now. Still not to the ground. That's an impressive 2-yard run for Kevon Latulis.
He's trying to show Anthony Becht, hey, use me next week. Let me get some carries along with Jacob Sailors and Jarvion Howard, who's been the lead back today. These are what these games are for these backups. When you get the opportunity to put it on film, your film is your currency. You're not only playing for opportunities within your team, you're playing for opportunities for the UFL, you're playing for opportunities in the NFL. He's making the most of it right here.
Well, that was Anthony Becht's point to us this week was, you know, prove these other teams. Why didn't you draft me? Latulis was one of those guys. And the helmet comes off and a big hit for Isaiah Johnson. And Blake Jackson shakes up with him after taking that big hit.
You good?
Trying to separate the ball from Blake Jackson. Look at that. Oh, his helmet comes off. Isaiah Johnson from Bryan, Texas, 6'2", almost 210 pounds, has a free safety. Oh, nice job there by Blake Jackson holding on to that football, though. Looks like they're making him go out
choice. Yep.
for a concussion check.
You know, Jackson has become an explosive play target the last couple of weeks. Had a 30-yard pop earlier in this game.
Here. Right, 51,
he's showing what do you want me to show you?
He's fine.
Go.
Hey, there's a tent that blew away earlier. It's back standing.
The whipping winds tore down both injury tents while we were away for those 45 minutes or so in the first half. On 3rd and 5, out to Latulis. He stays on his feet again, but can't quite climb all the way to the marker. And it's 4th down on a valiant effort one more time for Latulis.
I think you kick it right here. Rodrigo Blankenship, best kicker in the UFL in terms of percentage, has only missed this year 58 yards before the half off the
empty right.
Shoulder.
All right, empty right, punt. 50,
okay.
78,
they didn't want to give him the long field goal.
Well, it should be about 54 from here, so you're right, definitely in Blankenship's range, but Silvers with the St. Louis offense that's 1 for 5 on 4th downs this year. And he stays underneath, and it's off the hands of Pearson. Micah Baskerville had the coverage and gets the ball back to DC when you come back. No scoring yet since the half tonight. Putting the number at about 2,300 at this point. Number of cups. As that's knocked down. Carson Wells gets a hand on that pass from Mike DeLillo.
You're going 2,300. I feel like that number is high. I've seen it go all the way to the top. I mean, it is bending. You just keep drinking beers.
Hey,
this guy right here, once you get down there, this guy, look, he's the quarterback of the beer snake. Go to your left. Go, condense it. Go further back.
Obviously, you need a double shooting sleeve for that job. Obviously. It's so awesome. Fans are so good here at DC. And that's shy of the 1st down. By the drag of the shirt, Mike Rose brings up a 3rd down and 2 on the catch from Smith.
Just got to get something going here. Look at this offense tonight. 4 punts, fumble lost, blocked field goal. They're playing mostly all their backups. I get it. Not a great showing versus St. Louis Battlehawks backups as well.
And not all that's the weather, right? Some of that's self-inflicted.
No doubt about it.
Ready, 2.
3rd and short. And Smith had the catch. Now he has the run, and he is just short. Wells is there again, teamed up with Mike Rose, and it's 4th and 1.
Well, in a game that doesn't mean much, why not go for it? We're already going to St. Louis next week in a matchup.
Here we go.
See what your 4th down offense and 4th down defense is about. These are the situations that head coach Shannon Harris said he wants to happen. What's happening?
And this is the normal starting offensive line for DC.
Ready.
Mason Brooks, the right tackle, did go down in the 1st half. And movement.
He might be out the gate on that.
And a timeout.
Timeout, DC, their 1st of the half. 30 seconds.
I know, but we need a...
And they are glad they took a timeout because this 4th and 1 play might have scored. Oh, why did they take a timeout?
We're checking the goes there.
Look at this. There's no one behind. Watch this right here. Abram Smith gets it on 4th down. They call it timeout.
Ouch.
It's a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
There's nobody touching you.
Same 47. Heavy
Well,
right.
this is a soccer stadium. That's where they would like for
Heavy right. Heavy right.
Everybody got it if he called deuce space cut.
Right through the flag.
Heavy right, 47, same. Nike, ready?
Hey, look around.
Nike. We've heard that before. It's usually a quarterback sneak.
Welcome.
See if he gets up under center. It might be the first under center snap we've seen, although the conditions
Same.
are not as
same.
bad
Other side.
as they once were early in the
You were
game.
saying when it's wet, even then you prefer shotgun?
I did. I found it more difficult to get under the center and take a snap. I'd rather be in shotgun. Let me see it.
Ready, two.
Bunch of big bodies up at the line. And Smith patiently working off the back of his offensive line. Moves the chains for a DC first down.
Well, and he hits his own guys in the backfield. You're going to see pulling guard, pulling tight end. This isn't a touchdown. They went heavy personnel, so St. Louis went heavy. But a nice job turning those wheels to get the first down.
72, stop, pump. Monday.
A little help from his tight end.
Hey, start on this side.
Bresnahan wrapping around, plus that new
We're taking
right
you over,
tackle,
taking you
Gunnar
over.
Britton. Came into the game when
Here we go,
Brooks
get
got
set.
hurt at right tackle in the first half.
Time to take a shot down the field if you're Mike.
Ready, two.
He pumps. He does take a shot, and he drops it in.
I mean, we called it. They've been running the football all day long. Did Braylon Sanders come up with the catch, though? You can't drop it in the breadbasket any better than that.
He dropped it.
Does he control the football? Or is feet in? That's the question.
Hey, 11.
I think it's a catch.
Hey, Texas right, lady.
Looks like they're going to the line.
Lady.
Review.
Here we go.
Okay, let us get any kind of a look here.
I know, just wait.
Okay, I'm just going to try to find a good angle. I understand the bobble. I'm just trying to, you got feet that are sliding. We've got the high left shot that we look. Bobble, we lose the ball there. Here's a shot they're looking at on television. You get the bobble, pulls it into his body. But again, we don't get the great look. We lose the ball there on all those. You know, we just don't have enough to disagree with this. So we're going to stay with incomplete.
He passed on the second down.
Hey, flex
So
right.
wiping
Get
off
ready. Got
for
third down.
Braylon Sanders after
Flex right,
Lillo
lady.
dropped a dime. It'll be second and 10 instead.
Just couldn't quite see the camera angle. I thought he controlled the football with his left foot. Just not enough video evidence right there.
Ready, two.
Back to the ground with Smith. And he goes for a ride with Carson Wells on his back. Here comes a 3rd and 9.
It's a nice job by Carson Wells there. They've been killing him with the zone read. He stays there. He condenses it to come down 3rd and 9. Look, DeLillo's 7 of 13, 50 yards right now with that last pass being perfect. Obviously going to throw it. Got to be aggressive with it.
Hey, pony right tight, yellow, Z under X circuit. Trust me, yellow. Tight, corner, wide sit. Here we go. Ready.
2 for 8 on 3rd downs in this game for DC. On a 3rd and 9, DeLillo backing up, throws underneath to Williams, but doesn't get to the sticks.
Yeah.
Down 11, late
we're
third
going,
quarter. You
we're
going for it here?
You got to. He seems to be throwing it a lot better this second half. Obviously, he's got 43 yards rushing.
Lady, Texas right, lady.
Hey, Texas right, lady.
Texas
right, lady. Monday.
Lady. Let's see what this is.
Short yardage. Remember, they didn't have communication. They had issues last time down here.
Hey,
Ended up settling for a field goal
Roger.
And got it blocked.
Ready, ready.
Looking for their first offensive points of the night. DC on a 4th and 2. And DeLillo out the back door, slips out of a tackle. Forearm shiver on another. First down and plenty more. On a great night on the ground for Mike DeLillo. He keeps this drive alive.
And this is a great job. I don't like to use work great. He changes the play. Listen to him say, Roger, Roger. He says, Roger, it's zone read to the right. He likes his numbers going this way. It's a zone read. He says, I'm going to take it. Gets to the outside. Poor job by the defender, allowing this quarterback who has beat you consistently to go outside. But what a play there on 4th and 2.
A 16-yard gain for DeLillo. And he chucks it out to the edge for Fairchild. And DeLillo has been DC's best rusher tonight. 59 yards from their quarterback.
Rest of the team 44. And when we spoke with head coach Shannon Harris in these meetings on Wednesday, he said we're going to have a generic and bland game plan. This is why we're seeing the same play run over and over, but it's working because they understand the play. It allows the players to play fast. It's exactly what DeLillo is doing right now.
Stay there, stay there, stay there.
Everybody has a plan until it rains 3 inches. Another run from Smith.
Texas right, Texas right, Philly red, Z flood, Philly red, Z flood.
Texas right, Philly red, Z flood. Texas right, Philly red, Z flood.
Philly's the protection.
Yeah.
Red,
you got to watch it when you come out here.
The route concept. It's a big 3rd down.
Split right down the middle.
Ready, ready, go!
On the 10 plays so far this drive. Play number 11. There's a 3rd and 6. Pocket collapsing. He ping-pongs around and goes down. Kyler Baugh, the former Minnesota Golden Gopher, with the 3rd down sack.
Great job by Baugh right there getting a sack, but I want you to watch Abram Smith go out there to the left, step up. He's wide open. If he's able to see it, I understand he's getting pressure in his face.
Number 74 is reported.
You see the St. Louis defender run to go cover Abram Smith. This is what you struggle with sometimes as a backup quarterback. You're not seeing it all the way. That's his 3rd progression, so I understand it. But if he's able to get there, Abram Smith probably has a touchdown.
So a little bit shorter of a try from the Crane. And one block and one miss. A block from 49, a miss from 44. And the only points for DC still that safety. Tonight, and a pretty balanced night for this #1 rushing offense in the UFL. 108 on the ground, 100 through the air. And adding to that 108 on the ground with Howard to start this drive. He grinds out a couple. To send this game to the 4th quarter. Connor Onion with Chase Daniel, Brock Heward, and Mike Pereira with us as well. And Brandon Silvers has played this entire game at quarterback. With Max Duggan getting a breather before the playoffs next week. And Jarvion Howard is wrangled down on the edge to bring up 3rd down.
During our call this week with head coach Anthony Beck, he talked about feeling that they had the best depth in the league, and sure is showing it tonight. Brock, what are you seeing on the sideline?
All right, let's go.
In terms of demeanor, they just look like they're confident, ready to rock and roll in the next week.
Yeah. You know, Chase, I think why they've been so consistent and why they're shooting for an 8th win is they're buttoned up. It doesn't matter if it's a starter, the second teamer, it's a special teams. They have just been on point and 14 minutes away from their 6th win in a row.
Fakes the screen, hand to Howard. And he can't work his way all the way to the sticks. Here's a 4th down.
And they're playing mostly all their backup offensive linemen. And they've rushed for over 110 yards today. Only attempted 8 passes. This is sort of who they are at the core, right, Brock? Anthony Beck wants to run the football and play good defense.
Yeah, usually you do those two things, Chase. You win championships. And I think right now that drive indicative of, okay, DC, let's see if you can put it all together. With your inexperienced quarterback, with your depth, can you actually put an entire drive together, because you've not done it yet.
No offensive points for DC, just the safety in the first half, and they'll have a long field to deal with to try to find the end zone for the first time. Rainy, lightning type of nights, and splashing our way through.
I mean, tonight, do you anticipate them doing defensively next week?
Definitely not a lot. They're probably the bread and butter defense. Take a shot, Mike. Scramble.
God, dog it, man. I hear it. You're good.
Left. Bunch left.
I got you.
Zach. Red. Y Cleveland.
Bunch
Red.
left.
Y Cleveland.
Bunch left. Yak. Red. Y Cleveland. Monday. Ready?
With a motion by our slot receiver. All the way across.
Hey, it should be yellow. Hey, yellow.
Six-man protection by our offensive line and running back helping out. Looks like backers are off, so running back can go out for a pass. Nice.
And DeLillo zips it into Seth Williams. First down.
Right. Yak. Trips right. Yak. 29. Trips right. Yak. 29.
Hey, trips right. Yak. 29.
Trips right. Yak. 29.
Yep, just outside zone.
29. All the way out there. 29.
So a little bit of motion. What are you trying to do with that motion?
We just want to see what they're playing in. Also bring, the tight end in to help secure that edge. So that's going all the way across. Safety comes down.
So an option there to keep it.
Yep, we got a read option there from that linebacker if we see him flying across.
Here we go.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate it.
MVP frontrunner Jordan Ta'amu. Injury will step out. Would be a UFL scorigami.
Scorigami.
Ready? Go.
Has happened in the NFL, so now to the UFL. That's what's partially on the line over the next 11:38, and another first down through the air. Jaden Mickens with the sliding catch.
I like it. This is exactly what Brock was talking about earlier. Get your quarterback on the run. Nice block there by number 87, Ben Bresnahan, and then just a nice out route, a nice corner route. Look at his eyes, directly to the target. It's an easy throw for a quarterback who's struggled a little bit. He's 11 of 18, 81 yards through the air.
First catch from Mickens tonight goes for a first down and 9 yards. A little pressure off the edge, running away from it. And DC is swallowed up in the backfield. Willie Harvey coming up and laying the wood.
DC's got to get something going here, right? Running out of time a little bit. 2-possession game. DC's last 3 possessions. Fumble in the red zone, blocked field goal, and missed field goal. They got to get something going. They're playing their starting offensive lineman.
That's you.
Oh, they found one for you, huh?
We got 10 seconds, fellas.
From left to right, Durant, Doss, Maietti, and Fornadell are the regulars on the offensive line. Mason Brooks did get hurt in the first half. DeLillo floats it to the edge, and it takes 2 guys to bring down Darius Higgins. Third down coming up. And the pressure on the quarterback tonight has been part of the story. The last 2 games, DC has allowed nothing. They did allow Chris Garrett and company to get home 3 times so far.
One of the better pass-protecting offensive lines in the UFL, but this backup defensive line is getting after him. A lot of it has to do with the weather early in the game. A lot of it has to do with just good coverage.
Ready? Go!
And they've allowed the fewest sacks in the UFL this year, and well protected on the quick set and a first down. DeLillo bangs it in to Javon Antonio to keep the drive moving.
Yeah, this is an easy completion right here on 3rd and long. That's what a lot of teams like to do. Go up, run a slant route.
All gator.
Just off
71,
coverage.
71.
This is what Anthony Beck said was probably their weakness on the team was corner. They needed to get more looks at guys like Micah Abraham, Miles Jones, Miles Sims, Nick Whiteside.
Ready? Go!
That's bobbled and caught. Bresnahan holds on to that at the 35 to give him 6. Yeah, Chase, you got two guys on IR
71.
at corner. Miles Jones filling in for Brandon Sebastian.
Hey, spread right, 71 slants.
And Chris Payton-Jones also on IR at corner for St. Louis.
Yeah, and they have the best scoring defense in the league, only allowing 17 points per game. They have the second best passing defense in the league, and the second best total defense in the league. So they're one of the better defenses in the league. They've had a lot of guys hurt. They're really trying to get out of these guys something that they can use into next week.
Miles Sims in their bottom side. Jones up top side at corner. And the coverage good enough to force the throwaway. 3rd down.
14 Denver. 14 Denver. Squirrels. 14 Denver. Squirrels.
Get in here. You good, fellas? You got squirrels, though. Hey, squirrel. Hey, spread right. A 14 Denver. Squirrels. Squirrels. Monday. Squirrels.
Okay, in real life, I think squirrel. I think
we gotta
diversion.
go, fellas. We gotta go.
It's usually an out route. And since they said multiple squirrels, plural, it's on both sides. Double route concept. Let's see where it works.
He throws underneath right at the marker, and Mickens, for the second time on this drive, has a first down for DC.
Squirrel, here it is. What do we say? Out routes. They all call it the same stuff. NFL, UFL, college. You're getting pressure off the right side by this nickelback. Nice job by Mike DeLillo, just understanding it, getting the ball out on time and in rhythm, saying, I'm not going to take another sack because the nickelback, he was unblocked right there. Nice little drive we got going here after the last.
Tell me, squirrel from me.
Yes, he did.
Back to the ground. On this sustained drive that started back at their own 15 for DC.
Spread right. 71 slants. 71 slant.
No, I don't. Spread right, 71 slants. Spread right, 71 slants. Monday, ready?
Slants, day one install, turkey bowl, whatever Brock's doing out there in Thanksgiving. It's just a 3-step. Inside, he's going to work the best look side, probably on the corner that's the furthest off.
Ready, to go.
That's pressure up at the top, picked up. Harvey still coming. DeLillo escapes. And around Pasifea, he finally gets to safety. But 3rd down and long is ahead for DC.
I need that one.
They had the slant open outside. It looked like he put a double move on. Nice job of him just getting out. It's a big 3rd down. You're already in field goal range. No sacks. Already given up 2 tonight, 0 in the last 2 games. That's the biggest thing as a backup quarterback that you have to be thinking here. You have points. You can make it a one-possession game.
Monday, ready? We gotta go. We got 5 seconds. Hi,
are you gonna kick it though?
Here we go.
And the miss.
That's a good question.
Earlier,
you still need 2 scores, right? And eventually, you know, Matt McRae getting it championship game.
Here we go. We're good. Ready, to go.
Where Kakaw is the law in St. Louis. Into the flat. Another catch for Seth Williams, who slips through, working laterally and then vertically for a first down.
Seth Williams had 2 drops last week, had a drop today, making the most of your ability. Just a little hitch route. 21, Micah Abraham has to come up and make that tackle, but look at this jump. What's he trying to jump over that dude? 6'2", 211. He was a 6th-round pick by Denver. They got something going right here.
And he was just cut by Dallas recently in early May. Seth Williams, a late season out. And back to the middle of the field. That's caught by Antonio, who's dragged down inside the 5.
We go back 2 plays ago. Look at him leaping. I mean, this dude must think he can jump over a 6'1" guy. But a huge play on 3rd down. Now we're in business. Now you don't have to worry about kicking the field goal. You're in the range. You got 4 downs to do it. Clock running underneath. This is your time to punch it in. 9 touchdowns in their last 11 drives. They've been really good inside the red zone.
Seth Williams hurdled the ghost to get him down here on 2nd and 1. And a quick banger in for a touchdown. Seth Williams doesn't need to go airborne. He has the first touchdown of the night for DC, the first of his UFL career.
From hurdling defenders to hurdling in the end zone. What a route. It's just a slant route. Nice and easy. Just come up, cross face.
5-point lead. at the end of that return, DC saying they have it.
I see Blue. Blue has the ball. It's already St. Louis ball, guys. St. Louis ball.
And DC does not have it.
Ruling on the field as the fumble was recovered by St. Louis. It's 1st and 10.
So Frank Darby loses the ball. They unpile it, and St. Louis keeps.
Mason Fairchild right here comes in, stripes at the football, swipe. Oh, nice. Oh, this was a big opportunity to turn the game around. But we're going to see the Hawaiian quarterback, Chevan Cordero. I used to...
So the first time in his pro career, here comes Cordero.
Hey, 11. 11, yeah, 11. Hey, what's up, Chef? Come on, baby. Let's finish it. Oh, my God. He got me.
And Chase, this has to be because of the use of his legs, right?
To gun, double
Absolutely.
right, 14, zap,
they already have 112 rushing yards right now. Give this guy a chance. Coach really loved him. The staff loved him in training camp. They said his training camp performance led to this appearance tonight.
Well, the better runner compared to Silvers. But Cordero hands off. And a little extra push for Howard across the 35 to bring up 2nd down.
I'd imagine this is what St. Louis is going to continue to do, is just run the rock, bleed the clock down as much as possible.
We got pistol, bunch left, 13 dual alert, Z final 1, ready.
13 duo is a run where you double team the left tackle and left guard together, the left guard and center together. And you see the find motion. This is what he's talking. He's going to come find the safety.
What's that?
And Howard hits that edge hard as he's dragged down after a 1st down out around the 40.
And look, all these little things, Brock, right? When you come in and you've never played before, you're playing in a new league, you're playing in college. The coaches want to see, can you handle an easy formation? Can you handle an easy run play? You have to find Z. Are you in the? Are you studying? Are you in the books? Good start so far. I'm sure there's a lot of nerves there.
And then there's that play call and your cadence, your confidence, and managing the play clock as well.
3 straight run plays for Howard. Oh, and guys, he's come at it. You talk about the studying, Chase. He's come at it from 2 different positions this year. Chevan Cordero, because of low numbers at wide receiver, was studying the playbook from that perspective for a little bit for St. Louis.
Which is crazy because he's the Mountain West career records leader in completions with 971, total yards with over 13,000. This dude can sling it around. Be interested to see if they give him a chance to throw it, but good job using the play clock, bleeding down.
180! What's that?
This play could take him to the 2-minute warning. And it's the Toulis with a burst ahead. Out across midfield with the 1st down.
Hey, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
3rd time tonight, Toulis has busted out for 10+. Give him 10 even on that carry. And a 1st down for St. Louis. Chevan Cordero in at quarterback. And all run plays since he came in. Toulis again with a 1st down. Seizing his chance tonight. Elevated from 3rd back to 2nd back. Similar to Brandon Silvers, who started this game at quarterback and played pretty well, considering how wet it was when this game started.
Yeah, he made the most of his opportunity. First start of the year. Can really throw it. Had a lot of scoring drives last week, a lot of scoring drives this week, given the elements. Gotta be happy with what they have.
Max Duggan, 5-0 as the starter, got this week off for St. Louis. So Silvers and Cordero taking all the snaps. And DC finally gets to Toulis. Approaching a minute with 1 timeout for DC. It will be real next week. Birmingham and Michigan and the USFL Conference Championship game in St. Louis and DC. And it was Anthony Becht's prerogative to his team that they wanted to earn the home game. They were going to be at home no matter what, but because of a schedule conflict here in D.C., defenders would not be able to host even if they won tonight. So outright, with the win here, St. Louis will earn it with their 8th win. Which will be a franchise record.
Yeah, happy for that guy right there, Coach Becht.
They're not going to call
championship game's going to be great, Connor. Two different schemes, two completely different offenses, two completely different brands of football.
Yeah, we don't have to run.
The St. Louis franchise, it's run like an NFL organization from the top down. It starts with that man right there. He's done a heck of a job. Franchise record, 8 wins. See what happens next week, though, when they get Jordan Teamu.
Through the air for D.C., on the ground for St. Louis. That leads to the collision course for those two good offenses next week, where the Dome should be absolutely rocking. It always is.
See you next week, man. Okay, brother?
Hey, stay safe, man.
Yeah, me too. All right, thank you.
Hey, what's up?
But a trip to the championship game will be at stake next week. So the franchise record, 8th win for Anthony Becht in St. Louis.
1-7.
And the 6th straight win for the Battlehawks. We'll wrap it up from D.C. right after this with a